Good evening, everyone. Here is our host code that we always start our day off with, our stamping day off with, GQNVUUD4. Use that host code if you're purchasing items from me and you get put into a drawing. This week will be new items from the new catalog. Could be the Island folder, could be some gray pearls. Tonight we're going to be making 3 cards. I'm not going to show you anything from the catalog because most of the stuff is from the new catalog because you can order it this week. So May 1st, you'll be able to order out of the new catalog. Exciting, right? There's a lot of last chance items. Still a lot of stuff on sale. That stuff is not available after May 1st. Speaking of good deals, they just updated the clearance rack. So if you're in for a good deal and you like good stuff like shimmer paper and their stamp sets and like all kinds of stuff, check out the clearance rack. Your paper pumpkin subscription or order has to be in by the 10th of the month unless you've already subscribed. And then there's new kits to look at that are really cute. All kinds of stuff. The new paper pumpkin, I think it's going to be a Father's Day one. If you're a demonstrator on I think it's June 22nd, there is a Creativity Now that's online. You get to pre-order a new suite on May 7th if you sign up for it. But now we'll get right into stamping. I have 3 cards for you tonight. I'm not really sure which card I like best, but I like them all. But the last one uses a little bit of water, so we'll keep that one to last so that we don't ruin anything. As I go on, before I go on, I'm always working on something different. This is a sneak peek using the postage stamps of a card I'm starting to work on. And this paper is just beautiful. It was inspired by a card that Susie made and posted. It's called Unbounded Beauty. The paper and the stamp set that I'm going to be using is called Thoughtful Wishes. And so just a sneak peek of those colors, those brand new colors, that Petunia Pop. Tonight we're going to be using the Summer Splash and, as my sister calls it, the other Coastal Cabana and Peach Pie. So we'll be using those. I don't see who's on, but if you want to comment, that's cool. So let's start with airplane mode. So we're going to start with the airplane card because everyone always asks me for a guy card, guy birthday cards, right? And I thought this one was cute, and I'll show you how to cut these tags out of this paper. It makes it so easy. So this is a suite out of the new catalog. The stamp set is this, so you can make it a Father's Day. You're the best, plain and simple. You always lift me up. There's lots of clouds, different planes that you can use. We're going to be using this stamp on the inside. I chose a little happy birthday, and of course dies to make your own biplane. Very cool, right? Love their dies. Can't get over their dies, and their paper is very cool too. So I know it's a little harder on my new video to see my cutting because we are up close and personal. The paper, some of the paper that they have, occasionally will have paper like this where you can cut out small pieces that make it easier to make a card. And on the bottom of this in-flight paper, they have all these tags, right? And on the other side, if you don't want to use that, is a nice you know, little map of little planes flying around the world. So what I do is I take this and I line it up right here so that when I cut straight across, right? And I don't have to worry about, and I line up my line right in here, okay? And I don't have to worry about having a line that's not straight, cutting my tags. And so you cut this, and then you can cut these pieces and have like nice little backgrounds, which I've done, and it makes it easy to make card making. And then you have this strip, and I just go through and I cut down like this. So cut the big one first because it's easier to do that, and then you line up your strips, okay? And then you just cut. And there's one tag. And then there's 2 tags. Isn't this cool that they do this for you? And I love this copper clay color with the boho blue. Isn't that pretty? So those are the 2 I used. We're done with the cutter. It's really easy. They try and make it easy for you. And then all you have to do are snip the edges with your paper snips. And we sell these paper snips. They're really nice, fairly inexpensive. But you always need a good pair of paper snips. Is that a cool tag? I love these. You could make birthday tags out of these. But I like to use them on cards. And if there's ever a little bit of leftover from, you just slice it off. Right? And so here's our base. We're already done with that. Isn't that fast? So then we take our boho blue, which is a gorgeous blue. I think it's almost close to the blue that I painted my living room. It's a little bit lighter, my living room. And then I was like, oh, I like that look. But I needed something in the background. So I took a different piece out of that 12 by 12 pack. This has kind of like riveting. The other side is this mossy meadow, right? So either side would be good. But I put this side down. Isn't that nice with the blue? And I use whatever adhesive you want. I had so many things to replenish. I had to re-ink my memento. I had to put in a new blade for my cutter that I think I forgot to what is it? I forgot to kind of get my adhesive together. All right, so I'm just going to use my dirty bone folder. If you know me, I have dirty and clean bone folders. But that's okay. And then look how easy that is. And then you just put those down. And when I put them down, I like to see where I like them. And then I lift them up together, flip them over, and then I put the adhesive on both of them. So then I know, and I keep them together so that when I put them down, I know that's where I wanted them to be. Isn't that the start of a cute card? Don't you love it? And then we're going to stamp. All right. So let's take a piece of basic white. You can tell I've cut out some airplanes already. We're going to take this one, which I think is the biggest one. Notice I cut my stamps because I don't want those rounded edges on my stamps. Okay. All right. How are we doing? Good? I don't have my usual people on, but that's okay. It's a busy week. I won't be here next weekend or the weekend after. The weekend after is a girls' weekend in New York City. Gonna see some plays, some shows, I guess. And I just inked this up, so I hope it's not too juicy. So we're gonna do that. Next weekend, just Saturday, happens to be a crop day where I go and make crafting with other people. And soon I will announce when in June my my salads. So I took only 2 blends, the light smoky slate and the copper clay. And during my sales, I sell all my retired stuff, which is a lot. So keep an eye out for that. It's a good deal. I always mark things down a lot more than they were in the catalog, and then they give deals on top of that. Because a girl can only have so much in her craft room. Otherwise, it becomes non-functional. So what I did is I took this and I made just some marks to kind of make it look like it's spinning, right? And then I colored in this portion of the plane. You can color in anything you want. What's nice about this stamp, it already has the dark marking, and so sometimes you don't even have to put the shade on there, but you can. And then I'm going to color in the wheels, right? I won't color in the whole thing for you. I'm just showing you how I did this. And then I actually did highlight the lines to add a little more of the light smoky slate in there. Right. Okay, and then there's a little wheel back there. And the rest of that I colored in the copper clay. And so you take the copper clay, and in here I did this and just avoided those areas that I colored in with the light smoky slate. And it gives it almost a feeling of motion of the propeller, right? What you got to remember is sometimes it's air, and you don't want to color the air. So like in here, you don't want to color the air. And you just color and color and color. And so you don't color in there, right? Just up in here, and there, and there, to that line, right? Make sure it looks solid though, right? And then the rest of the plane. Of course, there are dies for this, and you can definitely use your dark copper clay. I'm using copper clay because that matches the paper. So you pull in the colors, makes it look coordinated, makes it look put together, rather than if you were to pick a different color for the plane. And I thought it was pretty. It's a pretty color. And then you're going to do the whole plane here. And I won't color the whole thing for you. I'll show you. I've done this before, ahead of time, you know, so that we can just speed up. And you're going to color the whole body, all that, okay? So you get the idea of the coloring. Now we're going to, I'm getting no comments, no thing. I always wonder if I have the right settings when that happens. And so, ooh, that was interesting. So cut this out. You can see where I did that. Okay. And I put 2 dimensionals on it. On the back. And then we're going to put that kind of right down there. Isn't that cool? I love how that matches. All right. Now we have these little rivets that go with this set. They're called industrial trinkets. You can use either side. You can use this side, or you can use that side. Okay, so you can use either side. These are a little heavy, so if you're mailing these, I would skip this portion, pick something different. You can do a little silver circle, because these are thick. These aren't like our thin butterflies. These are pretty thick, okay? And they're heavy duty, but I like them. So I just stuck that down with a glue dot, right where the center of that tag was. A nice, easy card. And then all we have to do is put our sentiment and a little string. All right, so I decided to take some smoky slate And then on this card, I wanted to bring some copper back in, so I embossed with a copper powder. But then after I did that, I looked and I said, hey, there are dies in the set that cut out this. And I could have put happy birthday like that across, you know, and have it an arrow. So I'm going to try it on this. And if you don't like it, you can cut it down. But I've cut that out from the die set that goes with the set, because I thought it was cute. And so we're just going to take our little happy birthday. It is a proper set. And you want to use your embossing. And then you decide, do you want your arrow to go like this, which I think I do, or you can have it going like that. I think I like it like that, so I'm going to do it like that. Make sure they have that. And then this is where I have to pull it towards me. Sorry. I don't even know if I'm still on camera. Barely, right? Barely on camera. And then we have our happy birthday. And then we're going to take our copper powder. And not dump everything else I have over here. Alright. Close up our Versamark for now. I like this card. I think it's cute. It's a good color. Good colors. That's the theme, I think, of tonight. Good colors. All the color schemes, I think, on these cards are really cute. So you have your little happy birthday. Now you just have to heat it. Don't burn your fingers, right? We all have real jobs in the real world. We can't burn our fingers. And heat. And then you see how that melts that beautiful powder and turns that copper. Just gives it that little something extra that a regular ink doesn't do. Right? So cool. Love it, love it, love it. All right. And then I just take our mini dots. Our mini, not dots, our mini dimensionals. And I put just 3. Love mini dimensionals. If you don't have many dimensionals, just cut your dimensionals. But it's nice to have them already cut for you and have a mini. And look at that. And then you just put happy birthday. Shoop, right across there. Isn't that nice? And then I thought it needed just a little touch of something. And so then I got out this pack, and this pack is carrying over the Baker's Twine Essentials pack. So this is in our catalog now. The number's 155475, and it comes with different colors, basics, black, white, vanilla, I think crumb cake, and gray granite. I took out the gray granite. I think it's gray granite because it kind of went with everything else. And I tied a little bow. Of course, always when you're tying a bow on camera, it's worse than when you tie it in real life. And off camera, I guess. And then I just cut it. And I take a glue dot and I stick it down. And I wanted it to be kind of under that rivet, like it was part of the tag. I call it a rivet. It's not really a rivet, right? But it's kind of like a rivet. And so then I had it like that. All right. And one side's a lot longer than the other. So let's change that. Let's fix it. And then you have your little bow there. You can leave the bow off. But I like it. And then there's your card. There's the front of your card. But in the inside of the card, I wanted to make it a little more interesting. And I loved that they included this stamp that has like the riveting there. So I took the inside paper that I usually use, the basic white, and I am going to emboss with that. Hi, Joanne. So I'm going to put a little riveting there, and a little riveting maybe like that. That's okay if you're joining late. Just remember the new catalog comes out this week. May 1st, you can order from it. And then I'm going to use some copper. We're making an airplane card right now. A masculine, dare I say, card for a birthday. And I'll show you. We've already finished the front, and this is just some detail in the inside that we're doing. And I'm using copper embossing powder. Because I thought it would be cool just to add something to the inside. And on another card, we're going to be stamping our envelope, so I thought it'd be the catalogs have already been sent. They had to be sent a long time ago, so if you don't get one, don't worry about it. I might have sent it whenever you get here. If you don't have one, I will have one hand delivered to you by my husband, who is fully recovered from his appendectomy. He's basically fully recovered. He did so well. They treated him so good, and now he's had a surgery. It took him 50 more plus years. I won't tell you how old he is. 50 plus years to have his first surgery. Yeah, we'll work it out, Joanne. Whatever. You know I'm easy. Whatever works for you. Isn't that cool? Just to add that in. So, Joanne, this is our card. Isn't that cute? With the copper clay. Yeah. Love those colors. The boho blue and the copper clay go really well together. So I'm just going to put this in for the inside for a little space to write. I usually don't like inside sayings. I know some people do. I'll add them later if I want, because I want to tailor them to the person that kind of you're sending them to, right? And then that just having that extra copper inside, I think is cool. And so there's card number 1. And so you can use it with the die that's in the set, or I just used on this one a shorter strip of paper. I think this is 3/4 of an inch by 2 inches. Okay, so that's card number 1. Loved it. Not sure I was going to like that set as much as the others, but I do. I do. All right, move some stuff out of the way. Get some stuff out of the way. Let's see, some scraps. Hard to do 3 cards in a small space, right? All right, get that out of the way. Get this out of the way. All right, you can look at the new card while we're doing that. All right, so this is card number 2. You gotta love this paper. Oh, that is so there's 2 different types of designer paper on here. They both come with the same suite. The first one is the Country Woods. That's this one that looks like wood. And that is the background we're using here. And the second one is called, let's see, Country Lace. So they're both got the country in them. And we use some of this. You can see where I cut it out with a deckled edge circle. But isn't that pretty? It's nice, just like faded denims and linens. It's really nice paper. So this one was a lot of fun and fairly easy to do. I liked basic gray, so I took basic gray as a background, cut it at 5 1/2, scored it 4 1/4. fold that up, right? And with this suite, sometimes I stay within the suite, sometimes I venture out of the suite. With the suite, I did use the ribbon that was included in the suite, and it has 2 ribbons that come as a pack, and one is in petal pink and the other is in white, and it has that really nice stripe, and it's about, I think, it's about 1/4 of an inch, so it's nice and small for your card making. So all I did was take one of our pieces here and put a little adhesive on the sides, right? Make sure that's where I wanted. Yep, I want them down there. All right, and then I just put this and wrap this around, right? You guys know how to do that. Make it easy. Make it easy peasy. Love these colors together too, like the petal pink and the pool party and the misty moonlight together, I think are really pretty. And I'm just going to adhere this down to the gray. And we're using basic gray, but there's parts of this where we're using smoky slate. Okay, so there's your piece there. Just that paper just makes it, right? So we're going to use 3 deckled edge circles. Okay. The biggest one, we're going to cut out some of that designer paper. That's going to be our base to put our image. The next one, which is the next biggest, is a piece of white, basic white, that goes on there. And then the third one is going to be our sentiment up here. Okay. A lot of things look good in 3s, look better in 3s. So I'm going to take this and I'm going to stamp our sentiment. And there's a lot of different sentiments in this stamp set. Let me show you the stamp set we're using. We are using the Country Flower stamp set that comes in the same suite. You can use tables or pots or, you know, different mix and match with different plants. And so I use with Heartfelt Sympathy, but you can use any of these things. Okay. You can even put little designs on your pots if you want to. And we can do that if you want. And so I just decided to take my memento, do with Heartfelt Sympathy. As unfortunately, sometimes we need sympathy cards, right? Beautiful, beautiful. Done. All right. Then, while I have this out, I'm going to take a piece of scrap of white, and I'm going to do my base. Where is my base? And I chose this for my base, but like I said, there's multiple bases you can use. And I'm using Memento because I'm going to color with it. Should we put the little... Here. We can do whatever we want because we're stamping live and we can change it up. I'm going to take this little thing out of here. Put it on a little block. We're not selling these little tiny ones anymore, I don't think. We've gotten rid of some of the sizes of our blocks because we just don't use them. And then we can see how you can put that right in the center there, or you could make them across. I thought that was cute. So we just added something to the project, right? And then, all right, here we go. Sorry, there's a lot on my desk right now. So I'm going to use Misty Moonlight, and it's the light Misty Moonlight because the dark one is pretty dark. And then a little bit of petal pink now in this one because we have this, so I can add a little petal pink in there and not just have it all Misty Moonlight. And then we're just going to color that in, and then we're going to cut it out. And so some of these you can add shade with the darker Misty Moonlight. I decided to make it simple. And notice how this just flows together. There's no big lines. It's really nice, professional looking. You don't have to worry about up here because that's going to be covered by our plant that we're going to color. And I like the brush tip, but there is a nib tip if you like the nib tip better. And I'm off camera, or am I? All right. How's that? Is that better? Can you see that a little better? You know what would look pretty too if you put a little wink of Stella on this part. Yeah. And so I gotta carefully do the handle. But these markers are just so worth the money, so worth. They make everything look so professional. And you just go over them. And so then I would just go whoop, around each little teardrop there, or diamond shape, whatever you want to call it, oval. Flower petal, right? And just carefully do that. It's a little more work when you have the flower petals. And then you just fill it in. And if you have any lines, then you go over it with your marker. Right? So over here, you might want to put some more, get a little more shade on that side, and a little more shade here, more shade on the bottom. Right? Good. So we have that colored. And then we're going to use the dies. So they have dies, and so I'll back you up now. Oops, sorry. I'm still getting used to this. You know, you have the same kind of stand forever, and you get used to it, and then it's hard to adjust to a new one. The last stand I had, I think, was the best, but this is the best one I could find. And see how that's nice? And these dies, they don't just cut around, they cut the inside out. That's what I like about the dies. But we're also going to use this, so I cut this out in Pool Party. But there's also different leaf dies, different floral dies, different things to cut out, whatever you want. All right? And so that's what I cut out in Pool Party to add to the card. But this one we're going to send right through, and because it has to cut the shape exactly, I'm going to put a little tape on it. I think you guys are really going to like the third card. Uses some water, some blending brushes, and some water. All right. Now, this is going to be a little, I'm just going to run this through. You guys know how to use the Stampin' Boss machine. I'm just going to run that through off camera. You can hear me using it, so I know you know I'm using it. And then you cut that out, and see how it cut that out? I love that. So that's going to go down on the bottom. And the first card, we used this plant. On this card, I decided to use a different flower, just to show you what different ones would look like. And I've already colored it in and cut it out. And I used Pool Party in that petal pink, but you could use different colors. And so we did that. Is that how it goes? Or like that? Oh, I kind of like it like that. Okay. And so then we just put together, and then we're done. So take this piece and put a little adhesive on that. And so I put those together, but then I raised the back of this up with dimensionals. Do you guys have any favorites picked out in the new catalog? I think there's something like the spotlight dies. I think I really want to get those. Yeah, there's some cute stuff I want to get. Oh, and of course that one with the lemon and the blue, I love that one. So then I'm just going to pull that up there. And then I'm going to take this piece and I'm going to put some adhesive just on here, in here, because I'm going to slide that under here like that. See how it gives it a little zhuzh? And then we're going to put the sympathy there. And I did pop up the sympathy with dots, with dimensionals. So cool, huh? Love these colors together. They did a great job with the paper. They always do a great job with the paper. The paper is always so good. And then I just slide those under some leaves like that. And then we have a couple things to add. We add this. That we colored in, cut out. Didn't take long at all. I put that at the very base, the very bottom. And then I'm going to put some dimensionals on our flowers that we colored. Now you could color these flowers any color. I just wanted it to match the wood behind, but really any color would do. It would look pretty. It would look pretty like reds and yellows. Is that what I want to do? Yeah, like that. Right? That's pretty. And so you can see the difference between the two. You can change them up, change how they look. And then two little things, two little additions. A little more of one thing and a little more of another. We're going to use these embellishments, right? These are actually the Petal and Pink and Pretty Peacock. These are available now. That's 162587. They were in the spring catalog. So I'm going to use the Petal Pink ones because those match. Throw maybe one up there and one to the side here, and then another big one. Maybe there? Yeah, there. All right, and then just a little knot in my card, and then we're done. I like that card. I think I like the plant better, but I like it. My sister, I think, liked the flower better. We were kind of Zoom stamping together today. While I was creating for class, she was stamping at her desk, and we were chatting on a Zoom call. Not a Zoom call, but you know, a video call. And it was fun. It's rare that Robin and I don't get a lot of time off. That's the same. That's the problem. My time off is usually on weekends, and she usually works weekends. So there we are. There's card number 2. Don't forget to put your white in the middle. And then we'll start working on card number 3. Now, card number 3, gotta definitely clear some space because card number 3 is going to make a little bit of a mess. Not a big mess, a little mess. So I want to make sure cleaned up out of the way. Right. Get that out of the way. All right, so get those out of the way. Everything out of the way. Okay, I think we're almost good. We're done with markers. All right, this card is so cute. So I'm going to show you how to do this technique with the water, and show you the paper for this. It comes in all our new in colors. This is Peach Pie, and then the folders embossing on those sand dollars. All right, this, and then of course we had to do the envelope in sand dollars. This is perfect for Florida. Right, Joanne? So we took the Summer Splash. Yep. Summer Splash, beautiful, beautiful green blue. Definitely my color palette. If you don't know, my stamp room is Coastal Cabana. Yeah, I am. I have a lot of friends that are creative, and you know what? I think because I do this, I think I've made friends doing this. And so a lot of my good friends are because I was a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator and they wanted a demonstrator, which is kind of crazy, right? So my friend Karen, we met through her finding me online, my friend Julie, a lot of, my friend Jackie, we met at work, but we came closer, I think, because we both crafted. So that's kind of cool. So look at this embossing folder. Isn't that great? It gives dimension to your sand dollars. And here's the stamp set with great little rocks and sand dollars and starfish, different sayings. Okay. And then we also have dies. So the dies cut out starfish, they cut out sand dollars, and then this, and then different seaweed. I tried the seaweed, it didn't really go with the card when I was making it, but I've seen a lot of cards where it looks cute. And this one, ta-da, must go like this. And when you put it in, you can put them in together, and then they cut the sand dollars out as you're making the impression on them. So that's actually what we're going to do first. Let's cut out our sand dollars. And let's see, do I have a piece of scrap paper? So you take a piece of basic white, okay, and you're going to put your sand dollars on there. Doesn't matter what else is on there as long as your sand dollars are whole, right? And then you're going to close it up. I'm going to run that through my Stampin' Up! Emboss. Now, with this, you're only going to need plate 1 and plate 4. So only this plate on top. You don't need those clear plates. And don't let it shift on you. See, it shifted on me because I let it go. One way you can do that is kind of flip it over and do it that way if you want, so the metal won't fall. You can do it that way, but I like to do it the other way. All right. So see, we got them. All right. Once you got them, don't let them go. Same for a lot of things, right? All right. Get that print through. Let me show you. Let me show you what we're working with. All right, and so as we take this out, then we have 3 gorgeous sand dollars. We're only going to use 2, but aren't they cool? Yeah, I think I used the smallest one and the biggest one. So we're going to put this one aside, and we're only going to use the smallest one. But if you just did the embossing folder, see what it does to the around that? Isn't that cool? So it gives a good sea vibe. Now we have these, and so what you want to do is to bring them a little bit to life, is to take your Summer Splash ink, and I even did an inside thing. Yeah. That's not usually like me. So this is a thank you card. Tap off a little bit, and then just brush the edges. Oh, sorry, brush the edges. Oh, I'm really tilted. Sorry. You're seeing my cup, everything else. Ooh. See, new camera holder. Brush the edges. And then I brushed a little bit of the star in the center. And then again around the edges, gives it some character. Oop, a little too much. See how I didn't dip? This is what happens when you don't touch down first. You'll get a big harsh mark. Okay, so touch down first so you don't get that big harsh. And you can blend it out, but it's always going to be there now. You can always put more on. Harder to take stuff away, right? Maybe put a little more harsh on the different side so that it starts to match it. and then a little in the center. Because after all, sand dollars aren't green when you find them until you bleach them, right? So we got our sand dollars done. All right. Can't live without your blending brush. And what I can do to cover that up is I'll do that when I layer them. Okay, now we're going to take our piece of basic white and we're going to take out this beautiful peach pie color. Gosh, the colors are so great this year, and I can't believe how unexcited I originally was, because I love them so much now. You need to be careful sometimes too. You'll get, because the cases are new, you'll get little pieces of white plastic in there. So get those out. So they don't end up on your stamps and projects. All right. And if you have dogs, you'll end up with dog hair in your pads too. So I tapped off, and then I'm just going to go back and forth on one edge. Okay. I just love the look of this. You could do like a sunset with this too, with this color, right? Wouldn't that be pretty, sunset? Mm-hmm. I want about a little less than half of it. It takes a little while. It doesn't take long. And so this is a little darker than my sample, but pretty, right? And so now, how you get those little splotches is you can do them different ways. You can take a little water on your hand and drip it. I tend to be a little more daring, and I spray it. You can use a water brush and tap exactly where you want, but I like the organic spray, so I just spray a little there, and I sprayed a little there, and wherever it pools, it will start to form. It resists the ink, and it'll start to form. And so it does bend the paper by spraying the whole thing. And see how I just did a little ink there? And so that will start resisting it and make a little circle, right? And you can dry that up with a little bit of a paper towel or a towel at your bedside. And tell them, and I wanted a little more there, right? Let that work a little, resist the ink, pick it up a little, okay? See that? You got those, okay? And then before you start playing with it, you're going to use your heat gun on one, the drying. Okay, get it heated up a little, make sure it's dry before you start using it. And even those little areas where you just had a little spray, you'll have some definite different marks, and it gives it nice texture. It makes it interesting, makes you think of water splashes, right? It does curve the paper when you heat it. One of the tricks is then to heat it from the other side. But you don't want to work with wet paper, right? Most of the time. And see how you heat it from the other side, it curves a little less. Curves a little more, curves a little less. Good. And there's our paper. And then when you and so it's now all dry. And we have those little splotches. You can put as many splotches as your heart desires. So I want to use a lot of adhesive on this side that's a little wet. So I'm going to use my Stampin' Seal Plus. It's a very dense adhesive. Very sticky, once it's down, it's down. So make sure you are lined up before you put it down. All right. And so we're going to take our summer splash. I'm still going to get used to. And you line them up, and then you commit. And that's it. That's where it's going to stay, because it's not coming up. Isn't that pretty just on like that? All right. And then we are going to take some of our glimmer paper that comes in all the new in colors. So it's 12 by 12, all the new in colors, Petunia Pop, Peach, which I just cut that starfish out of, right? Peach, the pink, the blues, and the greens. So that's the Shy Shamrock. Is that pretty? Will be great for Christmas. Will be great. Sorry, it's a little bit great for St. Patty's Day. And then that Summer Splash, that gorgeous ocean blue. That glimmer pack is just beautiful. And then I have a little saying from the set that says, sometimes the simplest things mean the most. And then I have a thanks on the inside. And so I take my Summer Splash. Don't those two colors go great together? That peach pie and that Summer Splash. We're going to do that. Make sure that's straight and just go down. Let the ink soak in. Yeah, it's a cool technique. I mean, you can do it for other things, a lot of things. Playing with color is fun. Playing with techniques are fun. And then I'm going to do this, and I'm going to flip those over and put some dimensionals on those. And once I had them where I wanted them, I put the dimensional where I want them to overlap. Right? So I have my dimensionals on these cute little sand dollars. They really look like sand dollars. I remember a long time ago, my mom and my aunt lives in Florida. We went out and we got sand dollars, and then she taught us how to prepare them and bleach them so that they would, you know, we could take them home. But they're green. They're like garden green when you first get them. And then I'm going to take just some dimensional and put it on the back of this cute little starfish. How is that not cute? Yes. Yes, yes, yes. And then I just put him as he was dancing across. And then we're almost done. I used these embellishments, which are available in the catalog right now, and they're continuing. And these are flat adhesive back pearls, and the pearls are regular shape. They're not perfect. They're more like natural pearls, right? And so beautiful, 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 beautiful. So I use some there, and put one there, and maybe a medium size here, and then one over here. And there's the front of our card. It's a cute little thank you card, I think. I would like it as a thank you card. And then the inside, you just stamp a little thanks. That comes with a set too, which is nice. My little envelope here to stamp. So we're going to stamp a thanks. And thanks right in the middle. So that's going to be our inside. Oh, you know what we could do? If you want, we're going to take one of the smaller sand dollars. I'll just put him like on the bottom there, like that. Cute, cute, cute. I'm all about spontaneity tonight, adding things, doing things a little different, right? It's fun. Try, play with your stamps, play with your inks. You might find that you like something better. And then I just took this, but I did keep it folded. I'll show you in a second. So I did like one here, one here, one down here. And then fold. Don't you love this summer splash color? So cute. Beautiful, right? Stamp your envelopes. Make them fun. It makes it, I don't know, a little bit more. And so, and then you have your cute little card, your cute little sea-themed thank you card. All right. I hope you guys enjoy. I love sharing ideas with you guys. I like stamping and playing. Mostly I'm showing you the different sets and what you can do with them, because there's a million things to do with different sets. Check out other people's ideas. There are great stampers out there that have great ideas for different sets. I haven't seen much done with this yet. There are some samples in the catalog. But I hope you enjoy. Have a great weekend. Have a safe, happy week. And take care. God bless. It won't let me finish because it has a warning. Okay, goodbye.